I don't know if this is a common thing where you're from, but I just really want to know, what the hell is a super target? So, I've spent the last week of my life on vacation from work for the first time since I've started my job. Overall, the week has been generally lovely. My first day vacation was also my birthday. I turned 21, which means I can legally drink alcohol. For my birthday, I was gifted this tiny bottle of Chardonnay. Bottoms up. After that, this past weekend, Ashley, her boyfriend David, Michelle, and I went out of town to Peoria, Illinois. We went to this convention we go to every year named Anime Zap. We had a great time. And then yesterday, I spent most of the day like this. And today is my last day of vacation, which means I go back to work tomorrow. And the thought of that is making me kind of sad. So I thought the only way to counteract the fear of missing out on my life by going back to work is by just doing something big today. And I guess my definition of big is a little bit questionable. I have a trip planned to a place I've never been that I've always wanted to see. I've enlisted Michelle. She is the driver today. I have not told her where we're going. I have not told her anything about it other than it's an hour and a half drive. Should be pretty fun. So how high is your anxiety right now, not knowing where we're going?
A lot.
Good. And the thought of making this fair, given that you see that it's only an hour and 10 minutes away, if you get 3 guesses, where do you think we're going?
I'm assuming somewhere towards Chicago. That's about as far as I got.
Well, you're not wrong. All right, onward. Please. Don't want to be a dick. So I had Michelle stop, and we took a quick pit stop because I know that the McDonald's around this area usually have Fruitopia. They did not. However, I found something arguably cooler. This is by far the coolest drink machine I've ever seen, aside from a freestyle Coke machine. So also, that machine could do flavor shots. I got vanilla Coke. I'm very excited right now. Oh, brain freeze. We are currently now 4 minutes from our destination. Do you have any more ideas about where we might be going?
Well, the one idea I had is out the window, so still no.
I'm glad I'm leaving you in just this perfect state of confusion. I'm going to give you one more hint. We're going to quite possibly the most magical place on Earth.
Hogwarts?
Da, 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 da. We drove an hour and a half to go to IKEA.
That's okay. I've never been there.
Neither have I! Oh my god, I'm so excited! So, I feel like I should explain myself first off. The reason I'm so excited about being at IKEA, first of all, is I've driven the highway into Chicago a million times since I've lived within 2 hours of it my entire life, and every single time we've driven by IKEA, and I've always looked at it and I'm like, wow, I wonder what that's like. 2, I also know that everything has a funny Swedish name, and I just think that's just the bee's knees. And 3, surprisingly enough, I've heard IKEA has pretty decent food, so let's get looking around. Michelle, come here. Come feel this bed. Tell me if you're a fan. What are your thoughts on the firmness?
It feels like a rock.
You know, it's kind of funny that it feels like a rock because it's actually 100% Wookiee fur. This specific bed is made by Chewbacca's cousin, Mirbaka. That was it. That was the joke. So, I'm realizing the middle of my vlog is a weird time to ask this, but I was wondering if you could do me a favor. My mom has to go to the doctor soon, and I actually work that day. So I was wondering, maybe you take her? So, I found a section devoted to wardrobes. This one is named like a Star Wars planet, but wood, 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 wood. And then you got this, and it just looks like a medical body bag. Are we at the Corners or IKEA? Hey, come here. How much do you know about like Norse mythology?
Not very.
It kind of actually fits because, you know, like Sweden, Norway. Fun fact, this is where Norse gods shave at Odin's Svink. Get it? Because Odin's the big god. Why are you walking away? I also forgot to mention, I really like your beanie.
Thanks.
I think it certainly fits the fashion theme of this year. It really screams Winter 2018, whereas this brush screams Vinta 2016. So this is going to be my last observation for the second floor before we move on. This isn't so much a joke as just kind of a funny sort of difference in languages. I love that their garbage cans are documents. That is definitely not what that means here. So, we have made it to the third floor, and before we do anything else, we've decided to get food. This one didn't know that IKEA had a restaurant. I only did because of YouTube videos. I'm thoroughly intrigued to see if IKEA makes actually good food. This one got a chicken meatball meal with what appears to be some form of vegetable life, mashed potatoes, a Nordic fruit drink, something berry, I don't know.
It's a lindenberry or something like that?
What are your thoughts so far?
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Even coming an hour and a half away from my town, I still ended up getting chicken tenders at a furniture store, so...
That's not surprising.
There may be something wrong with me.
A few minutes later.
So, what did you think of your meal overall?
I like the potatoes, the veggies, and I really like the fruit. But meatballs, hit or miss.
Overall, out of 5, what would you rate your meal?
3.5.
Here you see my empty plate. It had a spread of french fries and 4 chicken strips. The french fries were very good for cafeteria food, and the chicken strips were actually surprisingly well done. My entire meal was very tasty, very much so, more than I expected from a furniture store, so good job. With my meal, I had a side of 3 garlic breads. You may notice that there's one left. The 2 that I have eaten were very good. Kind of cold, but there's no such thing as bad garlic bread. I'm going to contradict myself. This is bad garlic bread. Mostly because it fails at being garlic bread. I don't even consider it that. It's a brick. I'm almost at the point where I think they misshelved one of their building materials for a bed set. This was not good. Overall, the meal was a solid 3.5. So, out of 5. Alright, let's go look at some ottomans. So we are back to the grind of looking at furniture, but if you would mistake me for being in a friend's apartment right now by the window and the well-decorated living room, I wouldn't blame you. Honest to God, this entire section just kind of reminds me of, like, the living room set of, like, a Swedish sitcom. What are your thoughts of this couch?
It's very comfy.
You know, honestly, I could get used to this.
Okay, for $1,299.
Okay, I'm just gonna take my feet down, and let's move on. And now live in front of a studio audience, it's Cooking with Joe! Oh hi, I didn't see you there. I'm Joe, welcome to my cooking show. Today, we're gonna be making garlic bread. Now, I've had some bad garlic bread in my time. Can you imagine that? It's really hard to mess up garlic bread. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get this whisk out. Now, you might be thinking, what are we using the whisk for? Well, I'm asking myself the same question. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna put it away, and then we're just gonna go to our local supermarket and get some frozen garlic bread out of the oven, throw it in. Should be hard not to make into a brick. I just want it known, I don't know how that last bit worked out because I haven't edited it yet. I hope it came out as good as I'm expecting it to. I just want you to know I'm not actually coming out with a cooking show. That was all a facade. Get it? Facade, facade. Am I funny yet? Why are you holding a sheep?
Its name is Ophelia. They killed it.
Well, that got dark. Hey, I know you're a big fan of blankets, strategically why we're in this aisle. What do you think of this one?
It's interesting.
I'm not a big fan. I think it's kind of girly for my taste. My God. Steve, the stocks, they're under. Can I be honest with you for a second?
Okay.
Do you know what my favorite thing about me and you are?
What?
The fact that we have a stable relationship. Also, by the way, we're going out.
Yay.
I've been trying to figure out a way to introduce this. Honestly, I couldn't think of a better way than a pun, so pretty happy actually.
It worked.
Hey, hey babe. I need you to zip up your jacket more, please. I think you're showing a little too much skin. Just kidding. I don't control what you do with your body. Flaunt it if you want. Okay, I'm done. So, we've officially made our way through both floors of IKEA and the dining room. However, before we leave, there's one place we need to revisit. Alright, I brought you here because I want to ask you a question. Think back on how your day went. What did we do? Just think about it. Reflect. Get it? 'Cause mirrors?